It's my pleasure to welcome you to the annual award ceremony for the 2020 class of NextGen Under 30 Oklahoma. 2020 was a challenging year for all of us, but resilience and optimism are two qualities that have characterized Oklahomans from its beginning. Oklahoma has produced some of our nation's leaders in business, the arts, and public service. Many of them have made their notable contributions while they were young adults. That's why it's fitting we should take time to recognize our current young leaders as they set forth on their careers, to encourage them and to thank them and to say to them, we see what you are doing to create a state you want to call home, a state that is better because you are pouring out your creative energy to help make it so. During tonight's program, in addition to meeting the 10th class of young leaders, you also will hear from several NextGen Under 30 alumni who are continuing to step up and step out as outstanding leaders in their communities. These young leaders from all walks of life are enthusiastic, committed, and doing their part to imagine and create the kind of Oklahoma that future generations will want to call home. On behalf of a grateful state, congratulations to all the honorees in the 10th anniversary class of NextGen Under 30 Oklahoma.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th anniversary 2020 awards ceremony of NextGen Under 30 Oklahoma. And now, from the Oklahoma City Community College Visual and Performing Arts Center, please welcome our Master of Ceremonies, host of the Spirit of Leading podcast and liveempowered.com, Garland McWaters. And from Goodwill Industries of Central Oklahoma, Lacey Lett.
Welcome to the 2020 NextGen Under 30 Awards celebration. It's our 10th anniversary of presenting the NextGen Under 30 Oklahoma Awards, and this year, because of the COVID-19, our award ceremony is streaming instead of being held in one of the large ballrooms around town. But we want to thank Oklahoma City Community College for being one of our sponsors and providing their Visual and Performing Arts Center for tonight's ceremony.
So, more than 1,000 young people across Oklahoma were nominated between February and August of 2020. Our panel of judges considered each and every one of them and finally decided on 374 to introduce as the NextGen Under 30 10th anniversary class. With the addition of this year's class, 1,850 young leaders have been honored since 2011, and more than 7,000 have been nominated. After the class of 2020 was announced, honorees were invited to a day at the state capitol. This year, about half the class made the trip to take a picture on the steps of the Capitol and to be congratulated by state leaders. Really exciting.
Well, Lacey, our celebration tonight tells a story. It tells a story about the now, the new, and the next generations of leaders in our state. The now generation are those people who have been leading us and who are passing their torch to the new generation who are just beginning their leadership journey. And the next generation are those who are preparing themselves to take their first steps on the leadership journey, as well as those coming behind who are looking to see what leadership's supposed to be and to find out who their role models are going to be. Everyone you see in tonight's ceremony are either previous honorees or they're ardent supporters of the NextGen Under 30 movement over the past decade. And it's an impressive lineup to congratulate and to encourage these deserving young Oklahomans and their families.
Absolutely.
So I want to first say congratulations to this year's honorees. Being a part of NextGen Under 30 is something that's incredibly special. First of all, it's a huge honor because it is saying that you're a leader in the community and that somebody has seen something special in you. But one of my favorite things about being involved in NextGen Under 30 is the community that it's given me. I've had the opportunity to meet so many incredible young leaders in this state who are passionate about serving Oklahoma. The reason why I chose to stay in Oklahoma was because I love this state and I wanted to continue to make it better for generations to come. And NextGen Under 30 is what that is all about. It's creating a community for young leaders to network and meet each other in order to help accomplish each other's goals and creating a better Oklahoma for future Oklahomans.
Getting involved at a young age is so important because it sets you up for a pattern of behavior to continue that throughout your lifetime. And our society and our workplaces really depend on people like you to help keep the pendulum moving forward, Keep looking for ways that you can grow and refine your craft and continue to make an impact because we need that, not just at the workplace, but also in our communities.
I'm Carlisha Bradley. I serve as the Executive Director of Impact Tulsa. I'm also a member of the Oklahoma State School Board of Education. I was a 2015 NextGen Award winner, and receiving this award was so empowering and inspiring, especially as a young leader chasing after my dreams. It was just great to be surrounded by other leaders in our state and to know that we live in a space that encourages us as young leaders to continue to grow, flourish, and be the change. So if I was thinking about advice that I would give to this class of NextGen leaders, I think that I would say to push yourself to think outside of the box. Oftentimes, we're looking at the past that other people have pursued and the ways in which they've gone about chasing after the same goals that we might have. But I encourage you to step out and to lead and to fail forward and be creative and make those mistakes and take big risks, because with that risk is huge opportunity to change the way that our state looks, our city looks, and the ways in which our communities can thrive.
My name is Garrett King, and I serve as Assistant Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Southwestern Oklahoma State University with locations in Weatherford, Sayre, and Yukon. And in 2012, I had the great honor of being named one of Oklahoma's 30 Under 30. I want to send my congratulations to this year's class of honorees. I'm sure you feel, as I did then, that this is a recognition of your hard work, your passionate commitment, and your service to others. Oklahoma's second century will be shaped by all of us working together. And if we rely on our Oklahoma standards of understanding, charity, inclusion, and humor, I know our brightest days truly do lie ahead. Congratulations to this year's class.
Hi, my name is Lance McDaniel, and I'm a filmmaker working and living here in Oklahoma. Congratulations. All of you have been selected for the NextGen Under 30 Award, and I think that's one of the coolest awards in Oklahoma. It's great because it acknowledges that you're doing awesome stuff at a very early age, but it also says that we believe that you're going to be the people leading us into the future, and I couldn't be more excited to have you on the team. So congratulations for that. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the film industry in Oklahoma. I grew up in Alva, and I was surrounded by the arts, and I always dreamed of making movies. And now, several years later, I'm a full-time filmmaker living and working in Oklahoma. I came back 15 years ago because a guy named Gray Fredrickson, who won the Oscar for Godfather Part 2, asked me to come home because he was doing a series of low-budget scary movies. So I moved home, and I have stayed because I found that Oklahoma is a state of yes. Everything that I have wanted to do with my career, with the art form, I have been able to do right here in Oklahoma because I'm surrounded by a community of people that want me to succeed. I have found that by the networking I've done through different leadership programs, exactly like the one you're a part of, that has opened me up to learning about different areas of the state. And so the most recent film I made, once we found out that basically a lot of theater and dance programs were shut down because of COVID, we decided to make a movie and include a lot of dancers and theater people from around the state. So I just made a movie called Finding Carlos, and it's a hip-hop version of the Nutcracker. But what's exciting about it is it only happened because I had forged these great relationships with other artists and other business people around the state through programs like the NextGen Under 30 program. So for me, the type of program you're in right now is a perfect way to start getting acquainted with awesome people around the state. So let's talk about what else is going on in Oklahoma film. You may have heard, but Oklahoma City just signed the papers, and now Prairie Surf Media is opening up a movie studio in downtown Oklahoma City at the old Cox Convention Center. That's exciting for a couple reasons. One, it means that we're going to be able to attract bigger movies. It means that movies like Batman, movies like Wonder Woman can actually come because we have sound stages big enough to allow for that type of production. And two, it means that we're going to have more long-term jobs for people just like you that are interested in getting into the film and television industry. In order to meet that need, something else exciting has been started. There's the Oklahoma Film and Television Academy has now been started, and that's run by Richard and Amy Janes and Melody Garneau. And what they're doing is they're providing training for people that work in other industries. So if you're a hairstylist and you want to know how to do hair and makeup on a movie, you go to their training and they train you specifically about how to convert your career into a film and television career. And then they give you internships on movies like the one I just made, and then they help you get a career. And I don't know if you've heard, but most recently the Reagan movie about Ronald Reagan was filmed up in Guthrie. There's a movie called Out of Exile that was filmed here. There's probably at any given time 3 or 4 films being filmed across the state. Tulsa and Oklahoma City are 2 of the hubs, but there's just as many being done by the Chickasaw Nation. The Cherokee Nation has an amazing film and television program through OCO TV. And so there are people creating around the state. And if you're a business person and want to say, well, how can I get involved? Well, one is you can start viewing film as a business, because a lot of it is an art form, but it's also a business. And a lot of what's exciting about the new digital streaming is that it allows for more revenue opportunities for local filmmakers and for people doing documentaries and music videos. And so right now, I think it's the best time in the world to be living in Oklahoma as a filmmaker, but I think that is true for all industries because we have a good economy that is now more broadly based than it's ever been, and film is a good sign of that. It's not just that, hey, you should be a filmmaker, it's that film is one of many industries like aerospace that are coming to the state and putting in roots so that allow that we are going to have jobs across a broad array of industries, broader than we've ever had before right now. Well, in closing, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being so involved in your community that you have been recognized with the NextGen Under 30 Award. And I really look forward to working with you to create a better Oklahoma, because we are in a state of yes. It's an exciting time to be here, and you're going to help us create an awesome future. Thank you.
My challenge to the 2020 incoming class is to try something new. Whatever that means to you, whatever industry that you're in, get outside your comfort zone. One of my personal mantras is get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So if public speaking is uncomfortable for you, put yourself in a situation to practice that. If, challenging algorithms is something that's new to you, step into that. But the more comfortable you become with getting uncomfortable, the better leader you will become in the long run. And look for opportunities that you can help others and uplift others as well. I think as young minds, we have the opportunity to connect with the future leaders of our generation. So use that opportunity to mentor others if you can, and really build that community across the state of Oklahoma, because in the end, we are the next future leaders of our generation. It's important to uplift others and create that positive environment so that we could all have a seat at the table.
I'm a member of the 2018 NextGen Under 30 class and could not be more happy to share in this day with you. I want to let you know how important this opportunity has been in my life and the potential opportunity it has to play in your life as well. Being selected for NextGen Under 30 while starting a small e-commerce business from my home truly changed everything for me. It really put things into perspective, showing how small things truly can turn to great things. This program has allowed me to find a voice and passion in a whole new way for our incredible state we call home, Oklahoma. There are so many of us young entrepreneurs and business leaders in our state who have never had a genuine opportunity to use our voice for good and overcome the stigmatas placed on our generation. I challenge you to be the next generation of leaders, not only for our state, but for our families, for our friends, and for our loved ones. Thank you.
I'm Danielle Throckmorton. I am the owner and founder of Throckmorton Events and Reach Retreat. I received the NextGen Under 30 Award in 2019. And first wanted to congratulate all of the honorees for 2020. Receiving this award as a NextGen Under 30 in Oklahoma has meant so much to me, from launching my company in 2016 here in Oklahoma to being recognized even as a small business owner. It has opened so many opportunities for me to network. It has opened opportunities for me to grow in my business and also as a person. And guys, this is your opportunity to step up as a leader in our state.
In 2016, I remember Don Swift, who is our founder, called me excitedly, and he said he'd received a nomination that had a video with it, and I needed to see it. So I was not far from his office, so I stopped by, and he played it for me. And it was a video presented by a young musician and composer named Patrick Conlon. Patrick worked at the ACM-UCO, that's the Academy of Contemporary Music at the University of Central Oklahoma. He was selected for the 2016 class, and then he was named one of the Spirit of Oklahoma Award winners.
Hi, my name's Patrick Conlon, and I'm a violinist, composer, and producer here in Oklahoma City. I was lucky enough to win the Mark Costello Spirit Award in 2016 at this very 30 Under 30 ceremony, and I'm very honored to be speaking to you today. Living in Oklahoma City and in the greater Oklahoma area has given me so many opportunities to grow as both an artist and as a community member. While I'm originally from Ottawa, Canada, I can say that I'm an educational product of the state. I went to Norman High School, I went to OU for all of my degrees, and now I'm a teacher at the University of Central Oklahoma. This has really become my home. I never imagined I would get the opportunity to fulfill so many of my lifelong dreams, and I've gotten to do it all here in Oklahoma. I'm currently the co-founder of Onyx Lane, a music production and artistic planning company, and the assistant director of the Academy of Contemporary Music at the University of Central Oklahoma. In the past year alone, we got to be the music directors for the opening of Oklahoma Contemporary. We're commissioned to write works for the Oklahoma City Philharmonic and Fort Smith Symphony, and just completed a 40-minute visual album with dozens of dancers, choreographers, local musicians, and local studios that all banded together to create art during this pandemic. That kind of community doesn't happen everywhere, and we've been so lucky to get to be a part of its growth. It feels like the artistic community has been growing as I've grown up as well. What we're seeing right now is the start of a new artistic scene in Oklahoma, with the blossoming of the film industry, with incredible new arts organizations starting up every day, and with the support at both the state and local governmental levels. It is fertile ground for young artists, entrepreneurs, and people who want to change the world to actually have a voice here. Because you're here tonight, I know you've already done the work to get to this point in your career, and you deserve all of the accolades that you're getting. The next step is to really grow into that community leader in whatever your field is, and help drive the ship to create the society and the community that we want to see here in Oklahoma. If you have an idea or a dream, ask people to help out with it. You don't know if it's going to work until you try. And everyone here has the talent to make it happen, but also the will to say yes and to help you get there. The idea that art or entrepreneurship is something that happens by yourself isn't true. There's always a community of mentors, of collaborators, of people who are helping you make that happen. And that's available here. If you're interested in growing the community and your own skill set, Oklahoma offers those opportunities. People want to hear what you have to say through the skills that you've learned. And that's the thing that I hope all of you get. In your 20s and your early 30s, you're trying to get those skills, trying to get that level of professionalism and excellence. The pathway there isn't steady and it isn't steep. You'll wake up one morning and realize that you are the expert in that field if you put the time in and you put those years in. I hope that you can find the same sense of community, the same collaborators, the same mentors, and the same chance to grow as a person and as a part of a community that I've been given living here. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
And Patrick, we can hardly wait to see what you do next. We want to thank you for that amazing and inspiring message.
Yeah, and what else can we say except congratulations to all the 2020 NextGen Under 30 honorees and to their friends and their families as well.
Absolutely. And remember, Nominate young leaders that you notice in your workplaces and communities. And to go with it, I would say, take time to notice. Open your eyes, look around, see what's right there in front of you. So let me close with these words of encouragement. Whatever generation of leader that you happen to be, a now generation, a new generation, a next generation, just live by this simple prime directive: to look for ways simply to take action to make things better. As you encourage the spirit, enliven the heart, enlighten the mind, and enlarge the expectations of living in yourself and in others.
Nominations open on February 22nd, 2021. Find out more at nextgenunder30.com.